Hi. So Warner Brothers recently announced a new Tom and Jerry movie, and they're sort of going the route of animated inside a live action universe, kind of like Space Jam. And I don't know if you've been sort of following with Warner Brothers like old like re reboots. It's just a movie version. I mean, I don't like. Can you? Is there really a continuum with Tom and Jerry? Uh, but if you've been following it, it's sort of like different from like the other ones. They're sort of just like throwing out random uh animated movies. And I'm putting that in quotes because it's not really animated because like it's in a live action universe. But they sort of been throwing these out like in completely different styles. Um, like the Scooby Doo movie that came out recently was completely animated, and that was in like a different style than the original Scooby Doo movies. So it's a bit weird. Um, I don't know. Okay, let's just look at the trailer for a second. Okay.
After a lifetime of being
Okay. I guess you get like a close up of like the style. Um, it's not like drawn in, but it also feels more cartoony than like they're not like going like the Sonic route, I guess. Which like okay, here's the thing, right? With the Sonic route, right? Like I don't think they're not gonna get bullied by the entire world to redo their design. But also Sonic got a lot of free publicity from that. So I mean, is it really that bad of a strategy? I Okay, but the animation style, it's not that bad. I just think it's really weird how it's not. It's in a live action, but
the world's most famous enemies.
You can count on me like one, two,
I'm gonna get copy strike for this music. The song is so old though.
three.
Tom and Jerry are about to start over.
Cause that's what friends are.
It's not old enough to become like a classic, but it's also like not new enough to make sense in like a 2020 movie. It just feels kind of random. Okay. Tom, why does his ears are kind of like weird, I guess. I mean, like they're like pink. Anyways, it just looks. It reminds me of that movie, that cat movie, like Aristocats or something. I don't know. That was, anyways.
Supposed to do all your.
Okay, so oh my, I've talked way too much in 20 seconds. I guess this is like a good example of what it'll look like when they interact with the. Wait, this also kind of looks. Is that a real bus? I don't think so. That looks drawn in too. The whole animation, I don't think it's gonna be bad. It just kind of, it's kind of bizarre. I mean, it just really, I don't know. The 2D-ness is a bit like they're trying to incorporate like the 2D elements that they had whenever he'd like like fall like slam into a wall, except it's recorded in a 3D world, not a 2D world. So I don't know.
In the big city.
Why does Jerry look so much different than Tom? Cuz they're like, "Oh, I can't move my." They're like, I can't do that. Anyways, but like their animation is much more round and that I don't know.
This hotel has been host to 4 presidents, 3 popes, 2 kings.
This feels like a. I'm sorry, Warner Bros. But this feels like a Disney movie. It feels like a Disney Channel movie, and I don't mean that in like an insulting way. Just the energy you get off from this sort of reminds me of like what's that TV show like, Mr. Mosby, the hotel, Cody. That that show, or the Will Smith show, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Am I just thinking of a hotel? I think I'm just thinking of hotel things.
And we're about to host the wedding
But also the
of the
actors.
century.
Do you think you're qualified to take on this position?
I shine.
I've seen her before, and she just feels like she just gives off like Disney, like 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 high school Disney movie or like hotel.
And under pressure, like a diamond or Rihanna.
And this guy's like
One other thing.
They all do.
We have a mouse problem.
With the what now? I'll catch it, sir.
Okay, so I'm assuming she's like a bell girl, bell person. Anyways, I don't really. Are they supposed to go after mice? This whole thing feels kind of this. You know what this reminds me of, like the Sonic movie, except imagine if like it would be like the Sonic movie, but if Robotnik had Shadow with him. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, that makes. Anyways.
Everybody gonna shine. I was born like this, don't even gotta try.
Oh, wow, this is so detailed.
Yeah, I think there's okay. Here's what's gonna be weird. Okay, they're gonna incorporate a lot of the people, like the humans in this movie, right? Like the actor from Ant-Man and Dora. I don't know what. Okay, here, I'm not like. I know these actors. I just don't know their names, and I'm not about to search them up right now. If I'm editing this, I can like put them on the screen. So anyways, I feel like there's gonna be like a side plot. I don't know, but there's gonna be a lot of them, and it's gonna be a bit weird because the whole point of Tom and Jerry is that like they're alone, and also the physics doesn't apply to them. So it's a bit weird in that regard, I guess.
We could hire an exterminator, or we can leverage millions of years.
That was kind of meta. The printing, the style of the
Or we can leverage millions of years.
The style of the printing art was like a different style than the sort of similar. I don't know.
Predatory evolution.
Okay. You know what this feels like? Do you know what this feels like? This feels like, you know, that the scene from Sonic where, it's like, okay, like I'm serious. This is like Robotnik, except if Robotnik was like a hotel worker, and instead of having like super high tech robots, he had like a head. Are there animals that eat hedgehogs? Anyways, he had like this animal that ate hedgehogs instead of super high tech robots, and he worked at a hotel. Does it make it better that she's not a genius? I don't know. Anyways.
Not the baddest lie.
Is Jerry supposed to sound like that? Whoopsies. Is Jerry supposed to sound like that? Like, I don't think Jerry is supposed to sound like that. Huh? I'm not saying Jerry doesn't sound like... But does Jerry sound like that? But although, I think the red tint, I guess, like... It really feels like this should be in like an animated world. I don't know, but it's a cool touch, I guess. It's so weird how they're taking the weird. It's like okay, so. They're sort of fixing the biggest plot hole of Space Jam, which was so the like Bugs Bunny is animated, but he's also animated in the movie because he comes from like the center of the world or something, the outer Earth or something. So he comes out, and that's why he's animated. But then no one in the world notices that they're animated. In this movie, it just seems like cats are just look like this, and we're just supposed to roll with like it just. Actors feels like that would be really hard.
If a picture of this mouse is tweeted out to Instabook Face or TikTok, we will be ruined.
Did you say TikTok? Okay. I do like the scene though. The background and stuff, kind of like it's the most Tom and Jerry looking scene, I guess, except for these people.
No, sir, that's not gonna happen. That rodent is toast.
Him bouncing against the car with the bee, that was cool, I guess. It was weird because the entirety of the rest of the trailer wasn't really with the music that much, and then this happened. So it felt like it should have been a fast-paced trailer the whole time, but, like, I don't know. Anyways, the electricity scene, that was cool, I guess. It just feels like the amount of people in this movie is kind of weird, and I definitely know that there's going to be a side plot. There's definitely going to be a side plot. And with the humans, and it just feels like it's Tom and Jerry, and that was gonna be a side plot with people. It's Tom and Jerry, and there's a side plot with people. I don't know.
I will not let this hotel be ruined by a...
Ken. It's Ken. Does this make the movie better? I also feel bad that I know one of the actors. If I didn't know any of the actors, that might have been okay. But anyways, it feels like Tom is sort of less important since a lot of other people are also playing Tom. It feels like everyone is trying to catch Jerry, which I guess is cool. It's just they're all humans, and there's definitely going to be human interaction, which will be weird because it's cat and mouse interaction. Also, I feel like the style of this movie definitely feels like a kids movie, but I'll discuss that later because it's Tom and Jerry, so like, why shouldn't it be?
Cat and a mouse!
He's toying with us.
I think I might have just pulled this off.
Really?
See, this looks like the Aristocats. Bro, you just saw a cat fall down from a building, and you're just like, bro. Okay, so this is weird. I don't know. It's sort of just okay. It's like, is this just strictly a kids movie, or is it also a sort of general movie? Because that way. The fighting though might change that because there's a lot of fighting, and I feel like the beginning of the movie, like the first half, is going to be kind of bad with so much like human interaction, and they're not going to get into like the actual cat and mouse thing or whatever. I feel like it's giving me the impression that there's going to be a lot of exposition at the beginning for no reason because it's Tom and Jerry. You don't really need that complicated of exposition. But I feel like it's going to be there. Again, I haven't seen the movie. Like, it's not out. That's just a trailer. But it feels that way, and it's what the trailer's sort of giving me. It just feels like it's not really a Tom and Jerry movie, and it's not really Tom and Jerry at all. Like, the whole thing is that Tom didn't really have a reason to go after Jerry. He doesn't really like Jerry, and then like sometimes like there's like a home owner or something. There's no really any direct interaction with Tom and humans, and he's kind of just like, it feels like you're isolated with them, and you don't really have that there. Like, I guess it's a good comparison to the Scooby Doo movie, which also Warner Bros. Released, and it wasn't bad. It was good, and Well, it was decent, right? It was a pretty decent, solid movie. It just wasn't a It wasn't a Scooby Doo movie. It was a nice, kids adventure movie. But like, Scooby Doo is not an adventure story, right? It's like if you had Inspector Gadget and then like Claw, or the bad guy, I think his name is Claw, just comes in like in episode 3 and they're fighting him. It's like, what? The whole point is that there's mystery, and then you find that there's not even that much adventure, right? They're not traveling that much. They're all in Crystal Cove, and there's like a mystery. It didn't feel. It was a good movie. It was like a nice family movie, but it wasn't a Scooby Doo movie, and it didn't feel Scooby Doo. And similarly, I think this might not be bad. I don't. It doesn't. It just. It kind of looks like a chill movie with an animated cat. Also, I don't know if you noticed there was an animated elephant. So I assume just all animals are animated in this movie, which I guess makes it a bit less weird. I don't like Tom and Jerry is like a classic, like nice TV show from before I was born, and now it just feels like they're making like a mediocre like movie to just like throw out. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye. Comment down below what you think of this movie and the trailer, which will be linked in the description, or you can just search it up.